So here we are in the inner sanctum, the typical garage full of crap. And you'll notice I just hacked up some, you know what? This is mullein tea. My wife just made it for me. Excuse me what I just did. My lungs are shot, and you're going to find as we go through this series all the stuff that's wrong with me. If you think I'm a paragon of physical perfection, wait till you see this. So at any rate, we'll start with my lungs. My lungs are terrible. When you think of all the stuff our wonderful government rained down on me, all the crap I've had to breathe, I can remember walking around with asbestos dust all over me when they were rehabbing one of my ships I was on. So at any rate, my lungs were tested. They were tested with something called a spirometer. Now, I don't know about you, but the last thing I want to do is express my lungs to the point where I'm ready to faint while three young women are watching me and my face turns red and I'm ready to fall over. It might be the old macho stuff of me, but I just don't like doing that in front of other people. So, no more spirometry test for me. But they did tell me a wonderful thing. My lungs are 10 years older than I am. So, if I'm 85, my lungs are 95. And the reason I'm talking about this is mullein tea, Mullien. My darling herbalist wife is making me this stuff by the gallon. And guess what? It really helps my lungs. You might have just noticed I went here and got rid of a doogie because it helps my lungs clear. So this is important stuff. If you have lung trouble, even if you don't have to take meds for it, but if you get congestion now and then, get some mullein tea and don't buy the drops. That stuff is expensive. Get the flakes and make yourself some tea because there's a teapot right there. So next, we're going to talk about how big the space is that I use to work out. So if I could find my, where is it? My tripod, which seems to have disappeared. I'll just have to hold it. Let me get my tape. So what we're going to do is figure out how big this space is. I'm pretty sure I know, but let's find out. Like I watch Adventure Basement Scratch all the time, and he says there's stuff doing things with one hand. Well, boy, he's right about that. All right, so let's see. So this space to this point is, naturally I got the tape wrong. What is that? What is that? 136 inches, 140. You know, another thing about old people, I have trouble with numbers. So 138 is this nothing but metric? Give me a break. Let me see. Anyway, pretty sure 138 inches. I know 96 inches is 8 feet, I think. So, let's see. This is disappointing. 25 foot. Up. Ta-da! Oh, yeah. 12 feet. So right here is 12 feet. So now, see, it's tough being old. I'm telling you, it's no fun. But it beats the alternative. So now we're going to see how wide it is. If I can manage to do this without screwing up. Let's see. There we go. All right, so this is now, if I include my rower, 6 feet. Let's be generous and say 7 feet. So I've got 12 by 7. And for those math majors, 12 by 7 would give me a number of square feet. So let's see. 12 by 7. Let's see. 10 by 12 by 120. So let's say it's only like 90 square feet, which isn't bad. So now we'll go to what I've got and how I got it. So you see here, I have a nice weight bench. Ta-da! And I've got weights from 75 pounds, that's dumbbells, all the way up to, all the way down to, I think, 10. Now, I didn't get this all at once, and that's the point I'd like to make. You need to make a space like this for yourself at home. I don't like to work out in gyms. You want to know why? I'm an old wrinkly guy. I do not want people looking at me and thinking, geez, look at that old fart. He looks terrible. I don't like looking terrible. I am terrible looking, but that's a different story. I have to put up with it, but I have to put up with it in public because that's worse when I'm working out. So I've got this stuff one by one. You can go on places like Facebook Marketplace and get these things because everybody wants new nowadays. So that's 3 pounds. So if you go to a store like Academy Sports, this one dumbbell, and by the way, this helps show you I've got strength. I can pick it up with one hand, my left hand. That would be $75 plus tax. Well, how the heck can you afford that stuff? It'd be thousands of dollars worth of stuff in this setup I've got. So what I did was I picked it here and there. People got pieces, odd things, like for instance, if you'll notice here, I think I'm a set of 40s. Okay. Oh, that's not the one. Oh, here we go. The 20s, they're 2 different 20s. So if somebody's got an extra 20, he'll sell it to you packs of nothing. Especially if you tell him you're an old fart and you're trying to stay healthy. It helps. Play the old man card. All right, so here we've got 50-pound plate weights. And again, just to demonstrate I've got some strength, I'll pick this up. Easy peasy. All right. But you'll notice this is a weeder. And this is a Marcy grip. Now what I like about these is they both hold hand grips, whatever. Because in later videos, when I start doing the exercises, you'll see I use these for shrugs until I get stronger. Oh, and by the way, it's a good time to tell you that I'm just coming off a month of, bronchitis. And I worked out a couple of times before this video, and you'll see videos before this, when I wasn't sick, and you find out I've lost about 40% of my strength. So I'm coming back slowly, and because of that, I can tell you that you have to be careful when you're working out. And I've said this before, if you have not worked out before, come and do it slowly, study it first, and I would highly recommend that you go and watch gym fails, because a lot of them are things people are doing wrong and they get themselves hurt or potentially hurt. And also, they are doing things that look weird, but in fact, if they're moving, that's really okay, because if you're moving, by God, it's better than not moving. So let's see what's next. Oh, so here is my workbench, and this is a Gold's Gym. I have a lot of Gold's Gym stuff, one of which just slid down here, which I have to retrieve somehow. Let's see. Oh, these videos are so much fun, especially when you're doing with one hand, which I didn't know anything about before. Okay, let's see. Oh, got my booties. Yeah. So I would recommend that you get steel toe boots, which you can find at thrift stores at reasonable prices. As long as the soles are good, it doesn't matter what the rest of them look like. You're not going to be a fashion plate anyway. So let me get this out of here. So this Gold's Gym pad is really useful, and I use it all the time. Here's a Gold's Gym. I don't know what they call it, but what I call it is a back support, and you'll see in the various videos why I use it and how I use it. Okay, then we've got weight plates. Now this is a weight plate that's 25 pounds. And you notice the next one is different. I bought these one at a time, or in this case, come out of here. I bought 2 of these. When you notice they're different. Well, I like them to be different because I got another one like this, different manufacturer in the back. Put them on in alternate ways, and then you can get them on and off easily, as I'm doing now. Yeah, I think, yeah, with a hand. All right, see this right here? Where is it? It's hard doing this with one hand. Okay, this white part took me 3 months to remember to do that, because I said to myself, instead of struggling trying to find the center hole, won't say no more about that. I need to be able to get a better visual. So I finally got myself remembered to put this up here so when I'm putting it on with 2 hands, I can see it easier. Whew. So anyway, I've got this as I use an extra support. You'll see that in the future. Got this table, I use it. Got this bar. Now this is a 1-inch bar. You'll find people are not using these very much because they like the Olympic type, which has these clips that get on. And if you go to the gym fails, you'll find out they never use the clips anyway, which is weird because they all slide off. So I would strongly recommend you put these on here and lock them down with locks. So the smaller ones, I'm guessing, weigh ½ a pound, and the bigger ones, I'm guessing, weigh a pound. So when I'm using the small ones, I add a pound. When I'm using the big ones, I add 2 pounds. And sometimes I use them all at the same time doing whatever. Okay, then we have the apparatus. These are weight hooks. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. I have these headbands, which I use because I'm starting to sweat already. There's more work doing this with the video than it is doing it by myself. So I'm sure that looks great. Ta-da. So anyway, I've got gloves. Now when I'm doing upper body, I use these light gloves that you'll see me wearing. When I'm doing lower body, I use these stronger gloves because I'm doing a lot of weight when I'm deadlifting and stuff. Okay, then finally, you have to keep a log. If you don't keep a log, you don't know what the heck you're doing. You won't remember what you're doing, and you can't chart your progress. So these are all the, let's go back to, let's see. Let's go back to, March 23rd. This is April, May, June. I probably had a year's worth of that. So let's see, this is upside down now, isn't it? Well, that's weird. So anyway, there they are. And by the way, I'm too lazy to edit this, and all the people tell me how much work it is to edit. So if you don't want to watch this with my unedited video, which is a pain in the butt, then don't watch it, because the only reason I'm doing this channel is to help those who want to be helped. So all you scoffers that laugh like hell, you can. And all these haters who want to tell me how terrible I am, you're doing it wrong, etc., go ahead and hate, I don't care. But the few of you who are older and say, maybe I should get stronger, because let me tell you, strength includes mental strength, which is developed by discipline and making yourself do heavy weights as you get into the system. And also it helps your immune system, because when you strain your body, you get rid of toxins. Now, let's talk about toxins. There's 4 ways the body gets rid of toxins. You can sweat them out. Breathing hard, which you do when you exercise, makes you breathe them out. You can urinate, and you can defecate. Those are the 4 ways you get rid of toxins. And by the way, guess what? Toxins love to reside in fat. So the more fat you lose, the better off you're going to be. So I think that might conclude the video. Let me go back over here and just show you this. This is the air rower, and you'll see me using this when I warm up. I use this every time to warm up. Oh, and one thing yeah, so it's a great thing. I've had it like 15 to 20 years. I had to rebuild the inside once, but that's probably because I never lubricated it before then. It really, really works well. So let me get over here and I'll show you one of the other things I use. This is a double band. I could not find the name of this forever until I finally looked on, what am I talking about here? Yoga stuff. It turns out that's a yoga strap. I forget the name of it. All right, then we've got what I love. These are, I call them my moosies. These stretch straps play a big part of my workout routine. And let's see, here's one of them. I called D-Moose. I call them the moosies. I use these extensively, and I use them probably in ways they never dreamed of. So I think you'll find that's innovative. By the way, you see I have a red spot and a sock on the end of each bar. If you're walking by and you hit this with your eyeball, bend over and hit it, it's gonna hurt. So I need to keep that up there to keep me reminded not to do it. And let's see, one last thing I think is these bands, which I put together in triplicate, and I'll show you how I use them. I come over here, because this is upper body anyway, and I'll be using them this morning. Okay. Now this is a combination of these bands, and they were less expensive, but these are ones you see snapping all the time and hurting people. Well, if you do 3 at once, then you see if one snaps, you're still safe and you're not going to really get hurt. Because I never look at these. I never have them close to my crotch like you'll see in gym fails, so I'm okay with that too. So then I sit here and just stretch them out. And I'll show you when I do the actual workout, which should be in the next segment. And by the way, it should be lower body. And you'll see that they work out pretty well. So let's see. Is there anything else that I might have forgotten? Well, you see I have the Gold Gym workout bench. Oh, I know. See this? They originally had little wimpy straps that you put on the bottom. See the strap? Well, that wasn't worth a crap. So what I did was I took these old shoes that I didn't like anyway, and I screwed them onto the plate. So around the household, these things that I do are called Louis modifications. So now I just stick my foot in there and roll away and have a good time. And by the way, when I first started working out after the pandemic, I couldn't row for 2 minutes without being exhausted. Now I do it 20 or 15 minutes, whatever I feel like doing, but at least 4 songs, because I listen to country music, and I feel great. So I know I've made a lot of improvement. So, am I done? I think so. I have fans, and I'm going to be using them. This is a good story, and that'll be separate. This fan was on the side of the road, and that's because it turned too slow. Well, when a fan turns too slow, it's probably a capacitor. So, ta-da, it works well. I changed out the light bulbs to make them LED, ta-da, and I use it all the time. So let's see, I've yacked long enough, and I'm not going to be talking so much in future videos because I know it's a pain in the butt, but I need to tell you how you can acquire stuff like this at a reasonable price. Some of it you're going to have to pay full price, but keep looking. And if you're starting, like I'm hoping some of you are, then you can start with a little bit at a time, and as you get stronger and stronger, you can add to it. I've got a couple of books I use, which I'll refer later. But in the meantime, in between time, this is it for now. And remember, as my wife and I would say, and I forgot to start it by saying, hello viewers, my name is Lou, how do you do? I'm trying to remember to do that at the beginning. But our personal motto for my wife and myself is be the best person you can be. Thank you.